Hello and welcome back to Pride of Anglia, as today we conclude our second season of management. Will it be an improvement on last time, or will it be even worse? I think I know which is more likely. We're top, but it's another close fight. Now we start with the exciting news that I have now completed my Continental Sea coaching course, so I'm finally as qualified as my assistant manager, who I've just noticed has a higher reputation than me. I mean, what's he done? We can obviously ask for the next course, but given the ordeal of getting the previous one, I'll leave it for now. Given the lengthy injury to TQ Addy last time, we signed Ashley Hemmings to cover. He's been out of contract since leaving Kidderminster last season, where he did pretty well, so hopefully he can assist in the run-in. We face Eastbourne first, and it's a wish I recorded that epic. We hit the woodwork twice, but a brace from Krasnicki and one from Clements and an assist from Hemmings on his debut gives us a 3-2 win. And if that wasn't enough, Slough lost, meaning we actually now have a 5-point lead. 5. That's as much as it's ever been, and we've been mediocre lately. New episode, new us, I guess. Our game against Chelmsford gets waterlogged, so we face Chippenham next, and maybe I should just stop recording games. An absolute exhibition from Akinwande as he nets all 4 for us in a 4-1 win. And then I completely missed the fact that Slough dropped points to Margate the day before. We're 7 points clear. With the league suddenly and unexpectedly turning in our favour, we get some cup action as well as we face Hampton and Richmond Borough in the FA Trophy 5th round. They take the lead minutes in, but it's really obviously offside, so thankfully it is ruled out. We then look to have taken the lead as well, but Akinwande's effort is also ruled out, although it's far tighter. Saul somehow smacks this effort against the post from this position, which looked pretty difficult to do, and then against the run of play they break through our defence and Mitchell gives them the lead for real this time. But then John Kamani Gordon, who's leaving on a free at the end of the season as he thinks he deserves more playing time, comes off the bench and proves his point as he equalises from a corner. We look to have won it late on, but Akinwande's effort is also judged to be offside, so we head to extra time. And there Gordon turns on the style, just about keeping onside to put us in front, and then squaring to Akinwande to seal it late on. We face relegation threatened local rivals Chelmsford City next. Can our good run continue? I mean, what do you think? Chelmsford clearly have some fight in them and cause a few problems, but it's mainly us, and by that I mean mainly us hitting the woodwork. 0-0, another wasted opportunity just when we looked like we were finally hitting our stride. The lead drops to 5 points. Our FA Trophy quarter-final is confirmed as being against Boreham Wood. They're currently 14th in the Vanarama National League, so I reckon we can take them. They are the holders though. And then against Hungerford, Nathan Cooper gets a straight red card 5 minutes in, and Rate has a goal ruled out for offside that was maybe onside. Can we go back a few seconds ago when I was happy? Our 7-point lead is now 3. Honestly, the best thing to do is to utterly annihilate Margate given what they did to us earlier on this season. Are we just allergic to scoring at the moment though? We have so many chances before eventually Cam Dollar on his debut heads us in front. Clements adds a second in the second half before they pull a goal back, but an absolute rocket from Matt Johnson gives us a welcome 3 points as we maintain the 3-point lead over Slough. And guess who we play next? Everyone is exhausted again for some reason, even though they were rested. This is not going to go well. We do nothing all game, but then really, neither do they. It looks like it's going to be a 0-0 until Candola, filling in as Cooper is still suspended, gives away a stupid penalty late on, which they score, and so we lose. Fantastic. How to get and then immediately destroy a 7-point lead there, folks. What is even the point? Marcus Goldberg then leaves for Tonbridge Angels just to really add to the day. And he's swiftly followed out the door by Gianni Critchlow to Leatherhead. Neither of them played this season, so fair enough I suppose. But then Zach Dronfield, who has been our dependable bench midfielder all season, gets poached by Lewis in the tier below, and he accepts less money than we offer him to go. This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, but I guess I should have tied him down to a permanent deal earlier. We get a much needed 3-1 win over Dartford though as TQ Addy returns from injury, and having beaten us, Slough immediately go and lose to Maidstone, meaning we at least have a 3-point lead restored. To replace Dronfield, I swipe former Ipswich youth player Alfie Cutbush from Haventon Moor to Louisville. We tried to sign him in the summer, and while this is mean, it's also business. But then we go and drop yet more points, drawing with Gosport Borough as Lillienberg decides to do this. But we are rescued by a hilarious own goal, and rescued further still as Slough and Billericay draw too. Oh well, time for the cup quarter final. Johnson is suspended and Cutbush is cup tied, but let's go. To say the boys are up for the cup would be an understatement. Considering this is high division opposition, we absolutely blow them away. A first half masterclass is started off by a wonderful double save from the repentant Lillienberg before a beautiful move comes to Krasnicki to open the scoring. Payne provides the finish for 2 before Akinwande makes it unassailable. They get a goal back, but all doubt is removed as Sewell seals it. 4-1. We're in the FA Trophy semi-final, and look who we'll be playing. We make hard work of it, but we beat Dagenham and Redbridge 2-1 to maintain our 3-point advantage. We could have an unassailable lead at this point with a bit more consistency, but that is 80 points again. Can we keep it going against Maidstone? Yes, actually, 2-0. Hemmings and Cooper, the 3-point lead remains for now. I really evidently haven't learned my lesson from Zach Drumfield though, as Cameron Lewis-Brown is also poached on a free by a lower division team. He rejects a new deal, but we have got Joseph Tarpey, so no matter. I just find it odd that anyone would want to leave when we're in the position we're in, or maybe not. We have a huge game against third place Billericay, and we are absolutely awful. The worst performance of the save. Absolutely shameful from everyone, considering they've had a week's rest before this. After a nothing first half, we go behind. We try to do something, but not very well, and then we go 2-0 down and lose. Awful, awful, awful. We stay top, but now with only a goal difference lead. I suppose that was enough for Hemel Hempstead last season. It does secure our playoff spot though, although Kamani Gordon is out for 2 months. Our away form at this point, by the way, is bad. We haven't won in the league away since January, which for a title contending side is very poor. I activate Akinwande's contract extension to at least stop one thing going wrong, and we then proceed to absolutely obliterate Poole, so that's it, no more league games being recorded, certainly away games. I don't want any distractions from our promotion and trophy pursuit, but in the least surprising news ever, Southend have sacked Jonathan Woodgate after he fails their impossible targets. I will obviously apply again, but we will only accept the job if we're offered it at the end of the season. And for the first time all save, someone offers us actual money for a player, as Barnet bid £100 for Dwayne Sewell. You know what? I think we're good. It's my 100th game as a manager, and what better way to celebrate than crushing the team who beat us in last year's playoff final. And indeed, the board have given me an actually good present as well, as we're allowed to go on the Continental B coaching course at the first time of asking. I know, kids, I'm scared too. Anyway, Ebbsfleet have sadly done quite well in the Vanarama National League and might even make the playoffs, but let's deny them a cup. We make a bright start, but then Clements apparently shoves Rakesh Bingham and he steps up and converts the penalty. But we strike back straight away and earn a penalty of our own, which Akinwande smashes home. Ebbsfleet work a set piece and retake the lead though, but we look good. In the second half, it's all us. We press and press and press, but it looks like we're going to be denied until injury time when they do this. Akinwande manages to keep himself from bursting out laughing to nip in and grab a deserved equaliser. Amazing. Less amazing though is our 0-0 with Dorking. And by less amazing, I mean absolutely terrible, as when Slough obviously win their game, we drop to second. We had, I remind you, a 7-point lead. At least it's not right at the end this time. The second leg against Ebbsfleet is poised. We have a glorious early chance which Sewell somehow misses before a good save from Lilienberg. They have an effort ruled out, and then in the dying seconds Akinwande's effort is somehow stopped. Extra time, and nothing happens there, so you know what that means. Can it go better this time? The first 5 penalties are scored by both teams, so we go to sudden death, and after 2 successes, Balogun keeps us in front, and then Lilienberg comes up with a save. It all falls to Silvio Bello to avenge the playoff final defeat, and he does. We win. We're into the FA Trophy final, where we'll play Gateshead, who are amazingly also a tier 6 side. So can we actually win it? Evidently Andy Yanyeva doesn't think so, as he opts to join Buxton. But we do get some more good news, as Slough can only draw with former title contenders Dulwich Hamlet, meaning that if we beat Bath, we'll go top on goal difference again. Our youth intake is then apparently a golden generation, which they often say in the non-league, but then actually compared to some of our players, some of these are not actually that bad and could certainly aid the squad, so at least the top ones will be signed this year. Oh, and we don't get the Southend job as they give it to the assistant. But as said, we really need to beat Bath. Addy has this chance, but otherwise nothing happens, and it's another draw and the most missed of all missed opportunities. And by missed opportunities, I mean we're now 2 points behind with 4 games left, so we're probably done. 88 points does match last year's tally, although there are more teams in the league this year. And then we go and beat Oxford City 5-3. It's a crazy game, a million highlights as the scoreline suggests, thrilling, but long, so probably for the best I didn't record it. Sewell gets a hat-trick, and Slough can only draw, so this time we do go top again on goal difference. Surely not. We'll only have one right back again though if we are to do it, as Joseph Tarpey continues to show up my foolproof non-contract strategy by joining Basingstoke after rejecting a proper contract offer from us. We can't even sign a replacement on a free for some reason. How can players leave but we can't sign anyone till May? What an absolutely moronic rule. We do at least sign up TQ Addy properly though, but he's been pretty rubbish lately, so this is probably a bad idea. 3 games left. Hampton and Richmond Borough are up first. Call me superstitious, but our luck has been awful in recorded league matches, so I'm sticking to not doing that for now. And I was right to do so here as we coast to a 2-0 win with goals from Hemmings and Krasnicki. And what's more, Slough go and lose to Havant and Waterlooville, so we've got a 3-point lead again with 2 to go. But after last year, I'm still expecting it to all go wrong, especially with stuff like this. In the press conference before our next game against Dulwich Hamlet, the game says we've essentially already won the league due to our goal difference, which is absolutely untrue, as if we lose both games and Slough win both of theirs, they'll be champions. But it is absolutely in our hands, and if we win today, we will then essentially be champions. So I guess I better record this one. Fingers crossed our luck changes. I mean, obviously I could go back and record the highlights, but it gives the result away, so it's less effective. We win a penalty very early on and Akinwande scores it. Then literally nothing happens until the 80th minute when they get a free kick. And it goes in, of course. Meanwhile though, Slough are losing to Welling, so it might be alright, but as the full-time whistle goes, there's no celebration. Did Slough win? There's no indication in the team talk, but then, no, we get here and Slough did lose again, and so, we're champions today. Yep. Confirmed. Where's my trophy lift, guys? What a rip-off. Oh well, the most important thing is that we've done it. Bit anticlimactic though, but still, a relief more than anything after last year and how it's gone at times in this one, and money to spend too if we are still here. But ultimately, this is a fantastic achievement in a really tough division to get out of with a squad that have definitely exceeded expectations. So we face Concord Rangers at Cressing Road on the last day in full-on party mode. I mean, not too much hopefully, we have a cup final after this. It's disciplined, dominant and the performance of worthy champions. Hemming scores a precise finish for the only goal. Still no trophy celebration though, I really feel conned. 98 points, 93 goals scored and just 34 conceded is pretty amazing. Slough end up slipping to third, while it's a contrast for our local rivals as Billericay gets second while Chelmsford get relegated. The board then send an actually very nice message. I have no criticisms for once. Thanks Lee. Cam Candola then becomes the latest player to decide they don't want a medal and leaves for Leamington, so hopefully Cooper and Clements can avoid injury. And indeed we do make it through unscathed to Wembley to face Gateshead for a league and cup double. Everyone's fit and hopefully firing. Hemmings gets the nod on the right as he's in far better form than Addy. Gordon is fit again for the bench, and everyone else picks themselves. Let's do this. It's not exactly a packed house at Wembley, but still. We have an early chance as Akinwande bears down on goal, but his effort goes wide. And then minutes later, Gateshead come forwards and Clements' clearance is poor, allowing Greg Ollie to slot under Lillienberg to give them the lead. But we strike straight back and Payne has way too much space, clipping a delightful ball to Sewell to squeeze it in at the near post. Gateshead comes straight back as well though, and as the defence is caught napping, McKendy restores their lead. In the second half, Gateshead should go 3-1 up with this chance, but then we come forwards again with another exquisite move, and as the ball comes to Addy off the bench, he doesn't score, and the chance goes begging. If that was Akinwande there, I think it would have been a goal, but nothing else happens at all, and so we lose. Oh, and they get a trophy celebration for this, do they? That's unfair. Oh well. Not to be, but what a run to get here. Maybe next year, if we're still here. Havant and Waterlooville win the playoffs by the way, bad luck to Slough especially, but we get medals for the National League South win at least, and it's great to see everyone who abandoned us for a lower league team during the run-in doesn't get one. Zach Dronfield especially absolutely would have, so serves him right. A shame we didn't get the double, but overall how can you complain? We're promoted as champions. To pick ourselves up after last season, this is pretty special. It's been a really great year. Our team of the year is to be expected, The wingers clearly are the weak link, but to be honest, still had to learn the position, so can't really be faulted. The defence and midfield were outstanding. Clements understandably wins Player of the Year. His attributes are actually quite poor, but he just really excels. Payne gets a deserved Young Player of the Year. Lilienberg made a real difference, and Akimande ends just 1 goal shy of 40. Krasnicki's assists again were also vital. So next year, unsurprisingly, the board only want to avoid relegation. I do think I will leave the club when an opportunity comes up. Now we have won something with them. The thing is, there are no eligible jobs available, nor does it look like there will be. Unless something comes up, we'll be starting next season here, which I'm fine with. We built something pretty decent here. Maybe we'll stay forever. I mean, well, let's not go nuts. Akimande's efforts this season don't see him retain the Golden Boot though, as Danny Mills wins both it and the Player of the Year award. We then do get our first interview offer we haven't applied for, as Chesterfield come calling. Certainly a step up. Certainly not in East Anglia, so no thanks. But why wouldn't they be interested? We're the Manager of the Year after all. Newcastle and Liverpool both then sacked their managers, but last time I checked they're not in East Anglia either, so I'm not bothered. Nothing else we can go for, so we're staying put for now. So I better get to work on renewing some contracts. No indication that we're going to be turning professional yet, but we'll see. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.